This is a pretty long game against a Chinese player. Let's skip the beginning. So the build order calls for only 2 people on the gold. 3 might be overkill, but I guess it's okay. She has researched efficient production, which is good. And now she has enough gold to queue scholars. And she's starting with a stable. And she has already started producing horsemen. This is very fast. So this is very good. And you can see how fast the horsemen get produced because of the scholar in there. This is amazing. It's only been a few minutes and she has 7 horsemen, whereas the enemy has absolutely no production building. So what I would do is Control Shift C to select the whole army, select these 7 horsemen and send them to the Chinese mill or somewhere with villagers. If you see this, it's fine. You know, you can go around here and this way and hit their villagers. So that's a waste of time going here and then all the way back here where she could have gone here and then seen the castle and then just go like this. And by now her army is at 11, not counting those. Oh, actually 7, yeah, 8 people, which she could have sent. They could be at the enemy base right now, except they're not. So it's giving them time to build their economy. What are they doing? So that again is the thing I was mentioning earlier. It's nice to queue a full path for them to do, so that they can keep traveling while you do other things. And instead of sending only 3 horsemen, send all 7 of them, because you have 7 of them. This is Neha's scout, so she knows that there are weak villagers here. So at this point, these people should really go. These should really go too. And I understand why she might want to post people here, because she's afraid that a raid will come. But the thing is, Chinese, they don't really raid in the beginning. It's very rare. And now you can see how they have 4 Dragooners now, because she gave them too much time to build these. And you don't want to fight underneath the town center. Okay, also this is kind of unfortunate that she built 6 spearmen without checking what production buildings they have. Neha had sent a scout earlier to check out the base, and she should have seen that there was only an archery range, which means there is no cavalry, which means there is no need for spearmen. And in fact, if you have an archery range, you will make archers or dragooni, which both count as spearmen. So it's not a good idea to make spearmen at the moment. Oh, so yeah, about this thing, posting army next to your base. I understand that it's useful, especially later in the game, but in this very early game, the risk that they attack you is not that high. But even if they do attack, your production buildings are here, you can always build up a small army and then beat them because you're so close to your base that they cannot reinforce their army, whereas you can build your thing at home right now. So I would put maybe just one scout or a tower. Then if someone raids, you can put the villagers quickly in the tower while you build some army to repel the attack. So if you do that, all you need to do is invest 100 wood in a tower or some food to post a scout. Then you can use your whole army to raid. And if you did that, then you would have starved them from wood by attacking here, like you saw earlier. And you would have beat their whole army because look at that. You have 31 military units. So if you take away the scholar and the scout, that's still 26 units versus 8. You win for sure. Let's keep. Oh, and she has a lot of resources, and that's for going to the castle age according to the build order. So that's okay. But yeah, all this idle military, it's a waste of resources because basically what happened is the reason why the Chinese has fewer military is because they invested more resources into developing their economy. So they're building this granary which costs a lot of wood but makes their farms more efficient. They put this Imperial Academy that gives them more gold from taxes. Then they have Imperial officers also which cost like gold and food. So all of this is in an effort to build up their economy at the cost of having lower army. Neha did the opposite. She spent more on army at the cost of economy, and so the only way that you can capitalize on it is to use your army to attack the enemy while they haven't defended yet. Because the more you wait, the more the economy will boom, and then eventually they will have such a big army that you cannot win. By the way, really, if you wanted to defend your base, you don't need to because you have finished getting the berries from here. So yeah, this army should be attacking. Again, she should have known that there is no cavalry, so sending them to attack headfirst is not that good. But luckily, it takes them a while to defend. This is a good raid, and killing that costly Imperial officer is good. I would even try and kill this one. Nice. This is really nice. Already 5 villager kills. This Imperial officer is about to die. But you don't want to fight underneath the town center, that's a waste of resources. What they could have done is go back a bit and then fight the Dragoon. Okay, this is good, sending the rest of her army. This is really good. I mean, there's still 4 horsemen here. But she's now sending more of her army than before. And yeah, that's what you want to do, because you have seen that the whole army has been reduced to what? A few Dragoon. Only 8. You want to take this by the 6th minute. Sure, you cannot take this one because of the Barbican, but you want to take this as soon as possible to get the free gold. She's in the 3rd age, but she has only 7,500 gold per minute. It's way too low. Another thing I like to do is, since this army was mostly horsemen, the Chinese infantry cannot catch up to you. So instead of fighting here, which you know you will lose because you have way more, I would go here and then go here and try and hit here. If not, just go and maybe find this, just keep running around and see where you can kill villagers. Yeah, this is too low, too slow. Okay, she's building another army. She has a lot of food, which she is using. She has queued up a bunch of army. This is very good. So yeah, had she had at least this sacred site and started picking up the relics, she would have a lot more gold to produce men-at-arms and spend more of her food. Yeah, those horsemen, they could be waiting. And really, having one scout with these would help a lot in finding where to attack. And she could have avoiding losing them like this, had she had a scout. Sending a ram unprotected is a waste of wood usually. Oh, okay, there's some armor here. Finally, taking the sacred site, that's good. And attacking the Barbican of the Sun, which is also good, because now it means that she can take both sacred sites. Very nice. Still queuing a lot of military. Again, very good. The spearmen, waste of resources. For now. Because they only have one knight. Okay, huge battle. But you will see how at the same time, she's raiding here. This is awesome. Attacking on two sides at the same time. It's kind of hard to pull off because you have to kind of concentrate on both, but it's actually harder for the defending side to defend on both at the same time. Because right now they're probably so focused on this that they haven't seen this. However, it is also Neha's responsibility to see that there is no more villager here and that this army should really go rush and find the villagers. It's more important to kill villagers than to kill lumber camps that are not doing anything in the game right now. And she has the sacred victory approaching. This is pretty good. Had she continued and, you know, gone a little bit deeper to find villagers. So what this did though, it's not an entirely a waste of resources. What it did is this army, which was about to attack here, had to come back. So that means it gives Neha more time to fortify this area, which is what she's doing right now. This is good. And then Men-at-Arms is the perfect unit to make against this. But there is a castle, so please do not send them underneath the castle. And she also did move instead of attack move, so you can see here, they're not fighting. They're walking and taking arrows in the back of their head. Yeah, it's just too bad. Okay. Attacking on the west. She's doing so well, attacking on both sides of the base. Just really distracting the army. And now retreating. This is so good. But if you see an SFVs like this, you know you need to retreat. You shouldn't take this fight. And you need to prepare mangonels. Against this mass of ranged units, you make mangonels and they're dead. And now it's time to retreat this trebuchet, otherwise you will waste 700 resources. You know that they're coming. They were here 1 minute ago. So as soon as you're like, oh, if you're like, oh, I'm gonna lose this army, well, time to get the trebuchet back behind the castle. By the way, this castle, usually if you want to build a castle, you need at least 15 villagers. Because if they come here and they see this castle, they kill those 2 villagers, this keep is never going up. Nice raid. Nice raid, but you have to find the villagers. Send a scout. Send a scout with this group to find the villagers. If this was a better player, they would have sniped these 2 villagers instead of throwing arrows as this keep. So you can tell that they're also beginners. Lucky. Yeah, why send them here if you know that there is a keep here? These horsemen did achieved nothing. Yeah, so next time, put more than 2 villagers on the castle. But this is so nice, like, this is color to heal back the villagers, so even if she sent only 2, she still managed to finish the castle. This is so good. Now you want to research these. These will make this sacred site impenetrable. And you want to use your infantry to make stone walls around here. If you do that, they cannot put any unit onto the sacred site unless they make siege, which they do not have right now. And here, you nearly have enough stone to make another keep, but at least you can start with making stone walls. If they do not have siege, it will take them at least a good minute to make a few rams, which will give you time to make army and destroy them. There's only 4 minutes left until the sacred site victory. At this point, winning by sacred site victory is a real possibility. You really want to fortify these areas. It's so funny, though, that Neha has been sending units here for the past 10 minutes, and this player has not thought of, hey, let me put a stone wall here to stop the attacks. They just keep going left and right. So yeah, yeah, okay. What's going on now? Fighting against a boat, and it's an easy win for Neha. Now, if you see the attack alert, you should know that it's time to fight. So send these people not to this dock where you're gonna get killed by the castle. They should go to the farms or to these villagers. And archers against towers do not do any damage because towers have 50 ranged defense, which means any arrow that you send at them only takes 1 damage. And sending an elephant or spearman is a waste of resources. On the other side, you can see that they have the Great Wall Gatehouse, which is very strong against everything. The only way you can take this down is with trebuchets and cannons. You cannot send rams and you cannot send any military to that. Only 2 minutes left. Put stone walls, and at this point they will not have time to go onto it, because by the time they go here, they'll be like, oh no, I need rams, and then they will dance around the ram. That will take another minute and they will lose. This army should really go on the other side, especially since she just had a fight here, so she should know that these units might likely come here. And since now the goal is to get the sacred site victory, this army should not try to attack, they should stay here to defend with the keep. So now this small squad is enough to dispatch this defense from Neha and take the sacred site. And by doing that, they cancel the timer, which is a lost opportunity. She could have won in 2 minutes had she put some stone walls. And now she's attacking. She's trying to take down this stone wall gatehouse. It does not matter actually. You don't have to. You can wait until they come closer to your castle. And now you're losing a lot of units to that fire. It's funny. Okay, now they're gonna fight again. Yes, taking the sacred side again. This is what you want to do. This is amazing. And now she's trying to attack, but too close to the gatehouse, and so she's losing her entire army. Even knights will do nothing against this. Actually, it's a stone wall, so they don't even have the ability to attack this building. And now they're dead. Also, if your goal is to make a dent in their wall, you can make a dent here and send your knights towards the villagers. Those bombs over here. So yeah, when there's a big defense somewhere, you can consider whether you want to take it down or go somewhere else. Especially here, since you know that there's not much defense. Go here, establish something here, avoid this castle, and start invading here. Especially since the whole production is here. If you camp here, then they can do nothing. With this much ranged, Neha should invest in the mangonel. She did earlier, but she lost it to the gatehouse. Now she has one more. She could do 2 or 3, and this will render this entire army useless. Yeah, so now, as soon as you see this, the first thing you should do is send your mangonel to shoot this army. Send the mangonel, and then take these. Oh, good. This is pretty good. Taking it down. Yeah, the mangonel is way late. It hasn't fired a single time. Okay, now it's firing. And so all these things that I've been mentioning since the beginning of the game, you can see how it's reflected in the destroyed value. How the Chinese has destroyed 27,000 worth of value, and they had only 12,000 because she would send them to their death at the gatehouse, or send them to fight underneath the castle, or earlier send them underneath the town center. Whereas you should have tried to find a way that is lightly defended to do more damage, and then use the proper counters. And let that keep work for Neha. But one good thing that she's doing is she's producing so much army. But if you see those long lines, it also means that she doesn't have enough production buildings. Let's take a look. She has 4 stables, 3 archery ranges, 2 barracks, 4 siege workshops. Actually, this is pretty good. I take it back, this is pretty good. But she can put more. Then she could produce an even bigger army faster. And you can see how both players have stopped producing villagers at 68. And yeah, this is something that new players do. Oh, this is good. Like, if she went here, that would be amazing. And maybe she will not see it. Let me see. Yeah, she sees them. Yes, finally. This is an amazing raid. This is so good. Perfect. So let's take a look. 22 villager kills. This is great. Now they're panic building a keep. So by the way, this army, do not kill that mining camp. It's a waste of resources. You would want to walk inside like you saw the opening. The opening was here. Go walk inside, go here, and destroy more of the villagers as they build the keep. This is what you should have done instead of throwing away your army. By the way, they're still firing at the mining camp instead of fighting against this army. Basically, it's a waste of time. A waste of resources, I mean. Finally, a lot of mangonels. This is good. This is good? Yeah, this is good. Oh, by the way, now that they have palace guards, you want to make knights. She only has one right now, but you want to make knights. 10 cannoneers is good too. Yes, this is good. Okay, good. Trebuchets should be making a hole here. Yeah, I mean it's okay to destroy farms, but it's better if you destroy this so that your army can. And then the enemy is advancing here. Neha has enough to put stone walls around this also. She could start doing that now, because she knows that they might be advancing into her base. Lucky that the enemy decided to come back to the base instead of pushing Neha's base. Okay, these elephants should have retreated so that the mangonels could have killed the spearman and the Druganu, and then the elephant can come in. By the way, do you see this nest of bees? It's pretty bad against your own ranged units, so you should send your cavalry and maybe your palace guards or whoever has torch damage to kill this nest of bees, because now the whole ranged army is dead. The good thing though, as you can see the effect of Neha's own mangonels, there is no more Druganu. However, this is a Springle, so its function is to snipe enemy siege, and you can see how she has just lost all 3 mangonels because of this one Springle. So usually if you see a Springle, you really need to send your cavalry to kill it. Especially horsemen. If you take a look at the horsemen, they get +10 against siege. So they can kill these very, very fast. It is very important that she kills the Springle, because see, she even started using her trebuchets. So this is good. Even sacrificing a few horsemen to kill the Springle is worth it, even under the keep. And now she's sending them into the base, which is good. But it's good if you use them against this nest of bees instead of this building, because they're never going to destroy this building, and then it's under the fire of a town center and a keep. Again, an elephant is not going to win alone against the keep. It's dead. It's such a waste of resources. You want to keep them behind so that as soon as the trebuchets kill the keep, then you send your elephants, and then you run them over. Something's happening here. Something that both players is doing really well right now is producing a lot of military, spending all their resources on military. You can see how both of them have very low resources. This is a good thing. Now imagine if Neha had like 20 more villagers than this person, this game would be completely different. Now you send your army over. Very good. And you want to kill that nest of bees. Okay, now they're in Neha's base. So if you see this, it's clear that they're going to breach into the base. What I would do is do F1 and rally all your units here, and then start rallying here, and then you can even start pushing on the other side. Because now, like, even those villagers, you know that they're coming. So why keep them here? We lost 2 villagers. Yeah, we could have been busy making walls around here to slow down the advance, or yeah, or making a keep here. Lots of options. And see here, she's sending units to their death. Look at this archer, look at this man at arms. They're not fighting. They're walking. Because the rally points are here. So they get executed. This one got executed. This one gets executed. Now she has realized. But she still hasn't fixed the... This should be the first thing that you want to do. You know that they're going to reach this. You need to rally them behind, not to the front. On the plus side, she's taking this down. This is great. Okay, if you see a bunch of horsemen like this, you know you need to protect your siege. This player is not playing right. Okay, they are. No, they're not. These Chinese horsemen, they need to destroy the siege because this is mostly the thing that is destroying their buildings. Destroy this, destroy that, run here and destroy these. Okay, now I'm giving tips to the Chinese player, but yeah. Good game, and it's a victory.